Here we're going to go with the DJ Fasade. You look down. We bought 4 individual clamps by Irwin. They're 90 clamps and they fit a 1x3 in there nice. So we got one on each end. And we lined them up and marked them. The center line will be for the biscuit line, and the others are just to eye it all up when you get it back in here and tighten everything up. Okay, now that we had all the 45-degree cuts at 41, we put them in these little clamps and made sure that they were all 90 degrees. Okay, which means if you put a square on there, a carpenter square, you'll see 90 degrees. And we went all the way around, made sure it was, and tightened up all the clamps. Okay, just for general principle, I went ahead and did them again. This one's got a square, and this one might have different amount of lines. This one's got a circle, and we did triangle with this one, and then like a plus sign. So now you know that it's going to go back the same way you had it. I mean, if you forget about it, at least you'll have some type of a code where you know. When you biscuit, is you want to get your height. If you look here, you just turn this knob, loosen it, and then this will raise. And turn around, you can see it'll raise it. So you put it in there, and you get it where your height comes down, and it's hit before it rocks, and nice and easy. Just tighten it up, and you get your height also. This is fine with this little red. That's where the biscuit's going to be. So at that point we're good. Nice and flat, 3/4, and we'll be able to biscuit joint it. I'm right on the line. Now I'm going to go a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right to give it some play. That's it. If you want to see it from a different angle. So it looks like we're having biscuits for breakfast. Well, now you can see everything has got glue on it, and we glued all the edges. So inside the biscuits and the joints and everything in there, and now we're going to glue it together. Alright, so it's a day after our first, and you see the joints came out really nice, clean. We're going to clean them up with a little bit of wood filler, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the other one together first, and then hit this with wood filler, and we'll see if we can get some paint and get them all painted up. So there it is, folks, all 90'd up all the way around. I got to just clean off some of this glue, and then we'll move on from there. You can also see if both sides are even. You measure one corner to the other corner, and this corner to that corner, and see if you're at the same number. Okay, the next step is to flip it over. As you can see, I've done, and we're just going to clean up all the glue on the back side before it dries. Okay, now we got all the 2 parts done, and we're going to show you how we put it together with the miters. I don't think I showed you that on the first one, but this is going to be the center feature for the DJ Fasade. I made this 41 by 41. All our other heights are 41, and we have panels that are 23 wide or something like that by 41 high. So I had a friend of mine, Tom. He cut all these miters perfect, all 41, so it's going to be a square when it's done, and we're going to show you how we do that. Okay, now for the gaps, we're going to hit this with wood filler. We got standard wood filler, and we also picked up this, got a really good price on this plastic wood, and you can use whatever you want. And we're going to sand that off after we're done this, but first we got to put it on. Okay, so I went a little heavy on the joints today, and but I'm hoping that you won't be able to see the miter when it's done. Like that one, you can still see the miter. I'm going to have to fill that a little bit more, as opposed to this one. You really don't see the miter, especially after I sand it. Alright, if you want to take a look at the joint, you can see there's still some imperfections. Alright folks, we got these DJ Fasade things ready, and I'm going to put them right up on the table and start painting. I got a lot going on and I can't answer the phone now. Let's see. I don't go too much. I want to get the sides. Get this side right here. It's really taking the paint nice. I guess I'm gonna do the corners first and see what happens. And I'm not gonna. Yeah, like I'm gonna answer the phone right now. We got a lot going on here, folks. It's taking the paint nicely up. So, wouldn't that be cool to have the sides white? But we're not. There we go, some fingerprints on there. Alright, here we go. This is with only one little touch here. So, we're doing walls and stuff. And after I hit it with that, I didn't like the shine it was getting. It was like slippery. So I'm going back over it, and I found that if I just dampen this just a little bit, I don't need much paint on it, just enough to give it that look. And as it's curing, just, you know, it's getting on there, I'm going to go and make sure that I get the grain that I'm looking for. Alright. For this portion of the video, I'm just going to show you for general purposes. We're using the black exterior, satin, enamel. We mixed it up. We're just going to put a little bit in the can. Okay. This is a real bad, these are pink. Let me show you. Really horrible rollers, 6-inch rollers from Home Depot, but it's good for putting the application on. Just put a little bit of paint in there. Now it's not even going to roll right, just to show you. See, the roller's not going to roll right, so what we're going to do is just put it on, kind of like smear it on. What we're going to do is what I'm going to do here. You're going to watch, or you're not going to watch, one or the other. So, well, anyway, once we have it on there, all 4 corners or what, I'm going to go in my insides. Now I just put a smearing coat. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the inside, and it's all got all kinds of runs and everything else on it. It's not on evenly, the texture is not really good, but we're going to fix that in just a minute. Alright, we're just going to smear it in there, get it in there nice, all the way around. The whole perimeter, okay? Follow me? And then we're going to break out our 9-inch. This is a 9-inch roller from Home Depot also. But this is So you got some, if you got any imperfections, feel free to take them out, because sometimes those old rollers will give you little hairs and stuff. That one won't come out. Might be in the grain. Oh, anyway. Go around with them with a 9-inch roller. Now look, I can put just a little bit on here. I mean, just a dab. Just a dab will do you. Just so it's wet. And I'm going to go around again. Now this has texture. You can feel it in there. I might have to sand. I don't understand. Sometimes you will have to sand in between coats. But I'm putting a lot of coats on here, so if we want to sand it, we'll sand it after this coat. Alright. And make sure we get none of them hairs in there, but the black paint will stay. Okay. Now I'm going to just going to clean it up. For the second coat, it's not really bad at all. I mean, obviously it's in highlight. I got a nice big light on here, so you're going to see all the imperfections that you aren't going to see once it's fully dry. And the lights are down. I'm using surgical utilities here, so we'll do this once more. 21 inches and no more, right? Because if we get 21 inches here, we'll be good. Good to go at 21. So right there, 21 inches. And now, I guess if you had a better way. We're just going to wing it, folks. Try to cut a straight line here. It's going through the lycra. Alright. It's my first time dealing with lycra. I got another piece. I don't know what happened to this one, but alright, and this is excess, so make a headband, bandana, blow your nose with it, whatever you want. Yes, we're going to flip it, wrap it over. You got to wrap the first one over here. Wrap it over and give it a little tacky tack. There we go. So, let this light lie evenly. It looks like I'm gonna run out, but I don't want that. Oh my God, sweating like a brewski. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna flip it over. Nicey nice. And measure. There we go, just like that. Now I gotta measure 1.5 inches. approximately from the 1.5 light, 1.5 light. And that's perfect. That's right where we want it. Alright, we'll take this up just a little bit like that. Use my iron nailer. And there it is. It's going to be just like that. Alright. So I got to come to this corner right here. Alright. Pull tight like you would pull this. So it wouldn't look like it had any wrinkles. Alright. Time to reload, like usual. That's what happens when you do this. It's always time to reload when you don't want to reload. This is what they don't tell you. They added all this stuff out. Alright, so that should be good according to my plan, right? So get that. Let's see if we'll be able to do this. One right there, yeah, so we'd be. It's a little tighter than the other one. That's what we want though. Nice and tight, all right. So, I'm basically going to trim this now. I'm going to the trimming process and then we'll really be done. With a couple steaks, and we'll call it a night. We can find the old trimming device, scissors we call it here. Alright, so that goes in the poopy chute. I hope we're still filming, so because good, we got a lot of information here, even though I'm sweating my ass off. Alright, so basically, whoa, we got a rubber band. Alright, so you take this and go once, bring this over here. I gotta mark my inch and a half mark right here. Probably on there already. 1.5 inch light. And I'll put a mark towards the inside because I'll be covering that up. Okay. So that's where that goes. Right on the outside there. Boy, that's awful tight. Right there, folks. Well, that should hold it, folks. Be nice to put a couple more little screws in there, you know, to keep it nice. I'm going to take this time and finish it up with a little bit of staples on the end.
Try again. try again, try